Hi everyone, quick video tonight as it's clear Wall Street's on vacation. We continue our melt up. Really, let's go ahead and look at this one, the function 1 button. As you can see, the Nasdaq still trending higher. Volume was lower than the day before. I believe, do not quote me on it, but just by looking at what I'm looking at, I believe that this is the lowest volume session on the Nasdaq this year on a non-holiday trading session. So it's clear to me that Wall Street's gone, and that means Friday should be a dull day also. But we're melting up, and as you can see, looking at TSV and MACD, that's our small blue and white lines down here. Both are still bullish. Nothing looks too negative yet. So right now, steady as she goes. The Nasdaq and Nasdaq 100 remain under buy signals. You can see both are fine. The Russell 2000 continues to move up on its MACD. TSV also as it consolidates sideways, still under a neutral condition. We're going to have to break out above the 50-day moving average on strong volume to move back to a buy condition. But as soon as we get above that late July and August resistance, I believe that our model will be good to go. I'm not sure though, low volume, it may not. It depends on what stocks are doing in multiple sectors. And today we also saw another good hint of rotation. Really quick while it's on the top of my head, in financials, XLF and FAS breaking out to new highs. The financials are leading the way higher. That should be bullish. And as you can see, the MACD has made a very strong move off the lows in FAS and XLF. So it should be good for more upside prices in the market. And that being said, the S&P 500, New York Stock Exchange, and Dow Jones Industrial Average put in a solid session today. Volume was actually slightly higher. Once again, we don't appear overbought yet on the longer term oscillators, so everything appears normal. That being said, we do have a round of sells. VDSI is closing below the 10-day moving average, and volume is above average. It's still going to only be a 25% sell, but we've got to lock in some of the gains in case that it wants to reverse into small losses. If it does that, bigger sells obviously will be issued. And besides VDSI being a 25%, OVAS, I know it's pulling back on low volume and everything is okay, but do you know how many times in these thin, low price stocks I see 20-25% gains turn into 0% gains before we get our first sell signal? So this time around, I've learned my lesson, not waiting to the 20-day moving average. I don't care if I get shaken out of OVAS. If it resets up a new base and breaks out above the highs, which would be right here, the open of 1218, then you can add back what we just sold. Or if it's a brand new long signal, buy more. But as of now, it's closing below 10-day moving average, 25% sell signal. 50% sell signal on Baidu. Why? It's still basing, looks good. It's true. It's above the 214.75 level, which I believe, yep, 214.75 level, which is my final cut loss level. But now it is closing below the 10 and 20-day moving average without producing any gains. I don't like losses. I hate losses. So Baidu is a 50% sell. One more down day, it closed below 214.75. It is completely gone. Also, brand new long, BDSI, had a great day yesterday. That's what I want to see. It go nowhere or move higher. Today, it moved lower. That means it's a sell. Closing at 1346 leaves it 1 penny above the 1345 open. So it isn't a full sell. I would go ahead and fully sell it if it would have closed below to 1345 because that is the low a day. To me, that's my final cut loss signal. But with it closing like this with a baby tail, I'll go ahead and sell 75%, give the final 25% of the position some room to see if it can't work. And also 75% sell PCYC. I know we keep selling it, but you know what? Imagine what the losses would be now if I didn't sell any of it immediately. So right here, it didn't move higher. We got out of some at 123. Didn't move higher again. Got out of some at 119.80. Didn't move higher again. Got out of some at 120.54. Now it's closing at 118.54. Now we're going to do another round of selling. So PCYC, no bueno. 1, 2, 3, 4 sells, not good. But minor losses, it's prevented bigger losses because right now, if we wouldn't have done anything, we would have been looking at a 4% loss on the position. But right now, as it's averaging, it's slightly under 2% loss. But after today, it will be getting over 2%. But 75%, why is it not a full sell? 118.54 is not a close below 118.08. So I'll give it one more day. Closes below 118.08. It is fully gone. There are no full sells. There is one other stock on the bubble. WWAV had a bad pullback today on heavy volume. TSV and MACD still looks bullish. No lower lows yet. So with that in mind, and the stock still moving above the 10-day moving average, even though it's a heavier volume close below the 5-day moving average, I don't want to get scared out of this position just yet. If there would have been a little bit more weakness on the internals, then sure, maybe it would have scared me out. We have quite a few signals today. One of the not quite a few, but we have got a good signal saying FLML. Not taking it because it's up 8%. If you can see on an arithmetic chart, it's a little extended from the breakout pivot point area, which is 1506 to me. So if you can get it around 1510 with a limit order, great. But if you buy a market order here, you're opening yourself up into a severe pullback, as the market might need to digest gains here, because it would just be nice and it would be healthy if we would digest some gains right here in the market. So that was the best candidate that we're not taking. Then there's also Morgan Stanley with the pocket pivot point signal below average volume, but just wanted to show it up because that leads us to our new long position, PJC. I do not have enough capital in my accounts to do what I'm going to advise you guys to do. 5% position in PJC. PJC is breaking out of an ascending base pattern. Very big earnings and sales growth the most recent quarter, especially a big surge in earnings. Even though estimates aren't good for next year, we'll see. The whole sector's moving, and this is actually one of my better bank stocks, even though it, and the other ones aren't that great either, like BAC and C. They made moves together, but their numbers aren't as good as Piper Jaffray right now. So right now, those numbers take the lead. MACD TSV is bullish. Breakout of an ascending base pattern. This was in 3 separate scans: my CanSlim scan, a high price stock scan that I have, and then also in my price volume surge scan. So that is good to go. 5% of account capital on that. If we're wrong, we do not risk much. We risk about 2%. And then the other long signal is in MNDO. MNDO is a recent earnings winner, and it's also heavy followed by a lot of very, I would say, intelligent yet scammy penny stock traders or low price stock traders. Seems to be a lot of talk around this one. However, it's an earnings winner. It looks great. Pulled back on low volume. When it got support, it got it on strong volume 2 days ago. Now it's breaking out above that support reversal intraday high, 295 the day before, 297. Closed at 296. I know it's not above 297. 296. Why is my brain not working? I know it's not above 297, but it's above the high of the day of 295, which was the big down day. That volume combined with the reversal volume makes that number more important to me than this 297 high. So a close at 296 is just like basically closing above 297 for me. So MNDO, what this is going to be though, because WWAV's acting funny, OVAS didn't move immediately, BDSI, or more of our low price speculative stocks aren't doing that great, even though we do have stocks like LPSN that are holding up. We just saw what happened to WPCS. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous chart that in maybe non-QE markets with a pattern like this would explode higher, reverse. So we got to be careful. So I'm only going to do 2%, advise 2% of your account capital in this. Potentially only 1%. Me, it's going to be under 1% because that's all I'm having. I'm putting the majority of my capital into PJC and whatever I have left in this one. All right, everyone. Thank you. See you on Friday.